we stand up.
Bam! Good morning, and happy Monday. Welcome back, Monday. Blessings, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always rocking with us. Appreciate you guys for being a part. Had a fabulous weekend. As always, and I'm feeling outstanding. Outstanding. All right, so appreciate you guys. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Do like Lisa. Blessing, give us the blessings and share. Thank you guys for always being a part, always sharing, always caring. Let me do something. Make sure I didn't jerk. Yeah. Now good. All right. Indie microphone. Indie microphone. All right. So what I need you to do, I need you to share. Make sure you share, tag somebody, let everybody know that the brothers are in the building. I appreciate you guys for being here every single day. We're here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you join us on the YouTube. Let's see, hold on. I always forget to do that. All right, let's see. Let's do this. Spliggity splow. Hold on one moment, un momento. So, like I said, make sure you share. Appreciate you guys for being here. Today we're gonna have a great topic, a most fabulous topic that I didn't put up here. It's, can we have a real conversation about our community? Part 2. If you've not been here for the first part, which happened some time ago, this is part 2. I really want to dig in to the crux of some of the conversation that can be uncomfortable. All right, let's do this. Spliggity splow. Again, I thank you for being here. Thank you for always being a part. And what I want you to do is to make sure you're here tonight as well for Purposed for Forever, forever, ever. And my wife and I, we're going to have some conversation about relationships, staying together, going through all that, and then some. Again, make sure you share, because sharing is definitely caring. Let's see, boom, boom, and boom. So listen. Also, like I said, again, make sure you download the Discord app. We got some great things happening in the Discord universe, or about to happen anyway. So make sure you have that. Um, I'm like making sure I got some things straight before I launch it that way. I'm actually like launching 2 at the same time, but one one of my groups is want to make sure it's straight. But I appreciate you guys for being here. I know I'm doing like 2 things at one time, so just bear with me as I do the thing that I should have done the thing early to do the thing. That's not what I wanted. Not this one I wanted. All right, so I pray that your weekend was great. Like again, mine was fabulous. I'm feeling outstanding. Time is it's summertime. Kids are out of school. Official. So I'm excited about the summer. I don't know why, but I am. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a great summer, more than it's been in the past. I got that feeling. I got a feeling. Um, Definitely feel like this is going to be great, and I pray that your world is well, as well. Let's get it back here. Spliggity spot. All right. Whew. Oh, he said, yes, man, that's on stage. You do too. Yes, indeed. I hope that's a compliment. Me, Monday, indeed. Hey, Mama Corey, great morning to you. Again, I got folks in the room. Listen, I need you to make sure you share. Join our text community. I just shot the text out there like, I'm here already. I don't need the stinking text. Um, Make sure you text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And never miss a broadcast or anything happening with the Brothers of Legacy. Again, and also, I'm just preparing my folks because I know, when you get older, you kind of I need steps. I need some time. Make sure you download that Discord app. Download that Discord app. We're gonna have some after show, before show conversation. Let's see. Discord is basically private in a sense. Like that's the way I'm setting mine up. So you control a lot more. It's not as open as Facebook. You control a lot more of it. Like they have 52,000 settings. So it's kind of controllable. Well, no, it's totally controllable. So I could ban, kick, and get bots to do you do all the programming yourself. So never fear, Richard. Never fear. If you're in Facebook, you can do Discord. So make sure you do that. Let's see. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, today's going to be a great conversation. We are discussing can we have a real conversation about our community? Part D. We talked about this some time ago, so I know you probably may not even remember the conversation. But we're going to have a good one. This is going to be a great conversation. I want to encourage you to share because we really need to let's have a powwow. Um, I'll shoot out that YouTube, Rich, because I'm learning too. So make sure you are again, make sure you're sharing, make sure you're a part of our conversations. We're here like I said, we're here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I'm pausing because okay, so I put on my Facebook and it's funny, I've been doing my dad jokes and doing certain conversations, but it seems like either it's not seen or people don't know how to respond. I put some stuff up. Trevor Noah of the Daily Show spoke about guns and why is it such a sensitive topic, or a topic that it's so divided and everybody wants to point to everything, but what to do with the guns. And I think I had the conversation off camera. Maybe it was on camera. You have so many conversations. I'm not sure if I did it live. Either way, for myself, this is calling myself out if I didn't privately. About the whole, like the Constitution, right? It's got the Fifth Amendment, or Second Amendment. I keep saying fifth. The right to bear arms, and people tout the Constitution like it's the Bible. It's infallible. It's written by men in an era where things were different. One, and times were just not the same. And I'm not saying get rid of the guns, but I believe, like we talked about last week. Let's see, crush them and melt them down. Yeah, I believe, there needs to be a huge level of responsibility. That's just my opinion, you know. And people may want to argue, "Well, what about knives and swords? For the most part, it's close combat. Like it takes quite a bit, to really get stabby. But a gun, like like you said, I can go into a crowd. I was in a marketplace and looking around. I'm like, man, one gun, one gun could mow down everybody in here. It could be like the biggest tragedy since 9/11 if someone was to have a weapon, a gun. Um, and I was thinking in my head, man, like, but you know, putting up barriers of responsibility, and everyone wants to fight it. The arguments, you know, and I'm gonna get into discussion because they're not here, but I don't even know, like, even those that just collect guns because they like them. I don't know. Look, I get it. What up, Kaneem? Good morning, sir. You rocking in here with us, or did I give you the wrong link? I think I gave you the right link. Um, Let me know. I don't know, like the collections of guns, and I get it. People like the souvenirs, I guess. Just like I like to collect cars. Well, I like to collect guns. Yeah, I got it. Like, but then it's one thing to collect. No, what? Wait a minute. I sent it. Nope, I didn't hit the send. Bam. Now you got it. Now you got it. It just swooshed in my ear. My bad. Um. So yeah, it's. I don't know. Like I'm not on the fence. Me and Kaneem talked about it. There should be a. It's like it's easy to get a gun than it is to get a license, and then especially in the state of New York, man, you need 9 points of ID to get a license. You got to take a 5-hour class to get a license. Um, yeah, so their barrier is way different. Like it should be a barrier, and yeah, I get it. It's a right, but there should be a barrier of entry, and we are controlled by huge conglomerates and organizations. Politically. All right, so let me go ahead drop this quick intro so I can slide my brother in here. Again, I appreciate you. This is your opportunity to share. What up, Doe is in the building as well. What up, Doe? Where they at, though? All right, so hold on one moment. Let's do this just like this and splickety splow.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
That in? Damn. What up, Doe? Is having problems. What up, Doe?
Did you say splickety splow?
Splickety splow. I've said that. I know I've said that before. Haven't I not said that here?
Oh, I guess I never caught that before. What a term. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Steve's kids. It's done it to me.
Splickety splow.
Splickety splow.
I like it. Wait, Kaneem says no link. What is he talking about?
Oh, so I did the email because I usually send Kaneem an email. I did the email, but I didn't hit the send button. I left. I was like, okay, he got it.
Gotcha.
So I just had to go. I was like, oh, I didn't hit that send button. And I told him it just sent out. So he's good. Let's see. Right. See, Lisa heard it all the time. And you know what's so funny though is I think it's more like when I first come in. That's when I hit him with the terms. Oh, what up, though? Is outside? What up, though? Oh, wait, he's paused. He can't. He's having some connection issues. All right. Let's see. Excuse as someone from the UK and neutral. It's about time the American Constitution Bill of Rights be brought up to date of modern times. Yeah. But I'm gonna look up the barrier, but it's got to be like a high level of agreement to amend anything in the Constitution. It's like 90% of everyone gonna be like, yeah, we agree. I think it's really high. That's why there's rarely a lot of amendments, which makes sense though. You don't want the Constitution being thrown all over the place because it's such a Supreme Court following document. So the Supreme Court always testing things against it. So you don't want things being able to just being thrown on there. So I get it. I get it. I get it. It's annoying, but I get it, you know. But like I said, the obvious stuff should just like the anti-lynching bill should be in the Constitution. Like, how is that?
You said
I'm
it
sorry.
shouldn't be?
It should be. Like, how is it?
It should be.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you know, the stuff you just like. Can we talk about the obvious stuff that just it should be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. About 8 years, maybe more, with arguments to full. I don't even know when the last time we had an amendment. Actually, when's the last one? Somebody out there, historian or just Googling, when's the last time we had an amendment? Okay, what up, those there? Oh, no, he's moving though. How are we gonna put him on? All right. There you go. What up, Kaneem?
Man,
Sir.
I didn't know it was gonna be all that difficult.
The struggle is
though?
real outside. What up, though? All right. So Smith Row. I'm not sure what that means. So today, there we go. That's some notes. Today we're talking about, can we have a real conversation about our community? I started talking about like the gun issue. I mean, I think for the most part in our community, we kind of agree that not really the getting rid of guns, because we know there's always the idea of someone trying to take you home. If they got rid of it, people be free falling and trying to take care, burglaries will be up, armed burglaries, if no one has a weapon, so legally. But I think the gun situation, we all agree that just the barrier of entry needs to be raised, just like you got to get a license, maybe that, a cooling, what they call it, the cooling off period or something of that nature may help. And how it's always a divided issue. Why? I still don't know. Well, I kind of do.
Why? Which is a divided issue always?
The whole gun, whenever, the violence of, the gun issue.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really simple. You go to the corner and you walk across the street and you get hit by a car.
Right.
You have the perspective from the driver.
Right.
Didn't you see me coming?
Right.
You have the perspective from the person walking, trying to cross the street. Didn't you see me crossing?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be two opposing sides to an argument,
right,
to a narrative. Right. So
yeah.
When it comes to guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Kill people, right?
Right. But how many agree with that statement?
Right.
Someone would say, yeah, but if we had fewer guns,
right,
we'd have fewer people killing people. So let's just take the guns away. And I wouldn't have to worry about what people do. When you take the guns away, people will just use more knives.
but I think, I guess it's struggling. All right, let me take him out till he kind of figure that out. He said, so Richard said in the UK, we have a gun amnesty and a knife amnesty too, ever so often.
What do you mean amnesty? What do you mean by gun amnesty?
Yeah, break that down.
Pertains to what, Richard? I need you to explain that to me.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've had programs where people can turn them
in without yeah, but I mean, if you paid, I don't know. Well, I don't want to talk about what I have, but
for an example, just another example.
Just let's just say you paid, $1,200 for an AR-15.
Right.
And you talk about, gun amnesty. In other words, you could turn it in without. Yeah. Well, somebody gonna give me $1,200?
Right. That's what I was thinking too. Like, I get what you're saying, because they've done that in certain neighborhoods and stuff like that, just to get it off the streets. People that got random or whatever, I guess, and don't know what to do with it. I mean, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's just say someone. Yeah, I paid $300 for this. For this gun.
Yeah,
I want my money. Like, you gonna give me money? I don't need credit to Amazon. I don't know. I need cash. I want
Listen,
a gift card.
my thing is, like, in the military, I had a top secret clearance.
Okay.
Right. Which is great.
Right.
That's the kind of clearance you need to be an air marshal on an airplane.
Okay. Gotcha.
But being a weapons owner,
mm-hmm.
I did the federal background check. So I didn't just do the local background check. I went federally just to make sure that I was able to carry legally, that there'd be no question. I can pull out a card that says I am authorized to carry, which any American can do, as long as you pass the background check.
Right.
But you go a step further, even though I am military trained, you take weapons handling training classes, and you take them locally, so that local law enforcement can see. You get in front of a judge for anything, and they'll see that you've taken the precautions, you've made the necessary investments, you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, right? You become a part of, USCCA, have legal support and all the resources that come with that. And so when you go that far, that behavior is not the behavior of somebody who wants to run into a grocery store and shoot up people.
Right. Indeed.
Because there's a record of all that I've done to make sure I'm authorized to carry.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying make it more challenging. But the reality is all of these resources, all of these processes, all of these checkpoints are available to anyone today. Right. So if you want to carry, do the work.
Right. What's up, Kaneem? Good morning.
What up? Sorry about all the shenanigans.
Man, I was appreciating the backyard view.
Right.
Yeah, my neighbors, they installing the pool. They trying to get better than me. I say, well, y'all got stones and y'all got all kind of love. They got an actual slide that go into their pool, and they got a fire pit and all that. I say, but when I first moved out here, y'all ain't had number sticks and weeds.
You inspired them.
I mean, when I bought the house, it had a pool. I guess just all the fun that they hear me having, they was like, nah, we can't let this Negro outdo us.
All right, let's see. He said, how strong are those federal background checks?
Well, I really wanted to use that as an example, and I apologize. I probably went too far into it, like I always do, talking too much.
And I like to hear you talk, bro.
I appreciate you, man. The federal background checks, they're deeper than the local check. Right. A local check, the standard check is, has he ever been arrested?
Right.
He or she. Right. Federal background checks want to know what you've been into. It takes like a month for the federal background check to come back.
Right.
So they go like a local check might check for the last 6 months to a year. When you go federal, I think they go back the history of your adulthood. I mean, it's probably 7 to 21. I don't know what it is, but I know that I remember I have a brother who has spent time in prison, and he had to get a security check for a job for this specific construction site. And he had already got an ID. He'd already had a background check, but it was a background check that went back, I think, like 7 years. They did a federal background check for this property, and they found when he'd been arrested many years ago. They got, all the way back to when he was a teenager. So when you do a federal background check, they just go deeper and they go further back.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think they log your Social Security number. So from the day you was born, they go back to what state you was born in, what hospital you was born in. And from that point on, they
10 years.
Yeah, it was 10. Oh, it was 10 years? Okay.
I don't know. They went back further on my brother.
Wow. And maybe one of those.
No, they went back to like the 90s.
Maybe like if you see something.
It just depends. Like
interview
if it's
my neighbors and all. Yeah.
If it's interview neighbor. Yeah. It just depends. Yeah, everybody has different. There's different levels or types of checks.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They say it's easy to become a police officer, but I know people that became police officers, and when they were doing the background checks, that was part of it. They checked with your neighbors. They wanted to know about your parents.
Wow.
You know, what did the neighbors say about your parents? All that stuff.
Hey, matter of fact, when I was working for Choa, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta,
I'm
when I
about to
got
say,
that job,
you got to break that down. That's
just
that's
for
the
folks
local.
who not. That's what Richard don't know about Choa. Richard, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So when I was working for them, they went back and they called me about when I got arrested in 1991.
Wow.
In 1992. And they asked me all kinds. Matter of fact, Georgia Power did the same thing. But then again, you know, we had nuclear power plants and stuff like that. So I guess that would be a federal check. When you go in there, they want to check everything. If you had anybody that was directly contacted with you, they check your social media and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So they went back more than 10 years especially when I got with Georgia Power.
Wow. That's interesting.
Listen, so either way, like talking about real conversations about our community, do we want to have a conversation about background checks? What might come up?
No.
Like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine.
And like you say, they all different. I mean, it depends on what you're applying for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what everybody, but when I was applying for something, I was applying for a job that could take me into that's a classified area. Anytime you're dealing with nuclear, anything is classified. Yeah. I guess they would have different checks for different levels.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So AD, what is there an area specifically that you wanted us to target today in terms of honestly conversations?
This Monday is open because it helps shape the rest of the week. A lot of the conversations we have today, I like to dig in. Let's say behind your back and tell others what he said. Richard said, "What neighbors say to you to your fact, or I guess say to your face, ain't necessarily what they say about you behind your back." And to others, indeed.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think you kind of know. Like, oh man, hopefully they don't go to John, because John don't really like me. He act like it. I know he don't like me. Like, you know folks that really don't like, you know people that tolerate you. You know people that just kind of either it's work or they just kind of deal with you. Like
my next door neighbor, David, he don't like me. David did not like me. I'm telling you. David called code enforcement on me. David put a note on my door. David did a whole lot. When I first got this house, I mean, let me say this. I think David don't like me. David may have been the neighborhood watchdog, and I didn't know it when I moved in. But David said, "No, you're going to do something with that pool." Because when I first got the pool, I didn't know how to do it, what to do with it. I didn't have no pool cover. Shoot, David had code enforcement knocking at my door, leaving citations. Do something with that pool, Negro. And David is Caucasian, but David said, "You ain't gonna come in my neighborhood."
Well, here's the thing. Like I look at something like that and I say, is that about me or is it about that? Because I believe that an eyesore is an eyesore. And it has nothing to do with the individual, right?
Oh, yeah.
But let me say this, though. Why not just knock on the door?
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I'm not knocking on your door to complain to you about nothing. If I'm not like Brian, I'll knock on your door. But certain people will look at you and be like, nah, let me let me go down the formal process so that there won't be any confusion. AD, you trying to jump in?
Yeah, I love you, Kaneem, but I've been looking like, that's a big dude over there. I don't know you. Like we wave. I don't know you. Like
you ever been in a situation where your woman is like, he need to move, and you be like, we can still see. Right? Like let's not interrupt.
Let's not
him having fun over something like this. We'll slide over. No, he needs to move. He's in the way. I want to stand. him, this
Him,
one,
this guy,
right here.
this guy right here.
You want me to get him? You want me to ask him to move?
I see y'all point. You know, maybe I was being selfish in my views.
Right.
I
It's like,
see the
dude,
point. I see
you
the
know,
point.
and,
Good
you know,
call.
it's just
Good call.
yeah.
I still don't think he liked me. Hey, this
No, I
12
get it.
years later, and
Hey.
all I get is a hey,
I think that's it. Yeah.
hey, David, how you doing?
Right. Right.
No
So
words, just
he's tolerant.
Yeah. Like I said, but if they went to him and asked him background check, yeah, if it's up to him, you ain't gonna
It may not be you, bro. It may just be your
yeah.
right.
Right.
It
your
may
kind.
not be you personally. It just might be your.
Right.
Yeah, could be. Anyway, I feel some type
So
of way about it.
let me ask this because I need to make a quick run. And I'm gonna throw this out there and I'll be right back. Like you said, Pastor, the conversation about our backgrounds, right? And some of the restrictions. One in certain states, not every state, like voting and things of that nature. How long should someone that's committed a felony, because it's usually felonies, have to deal with the restrictions of life? How long should it happen? And then does it matter what it is, like murder, armed robbery, whatever it is, those levels.
Yeah.
Even, throw this bomb out there, even pedophilia.
That's a violent crime too, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just, because
Oh God.
like, can we keep running? I'm gonna run. Like, would you let someone that's killed somebody, even if it was random, or someone that's been a pedophile, come into your house? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids, because we all got kids, and it's just like, just let me go and get Jack the Ripper up in here. It's one thing where you're in danger. It's another thing when your kids may be in danger.
So let's
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull a Don Cheadle. I'm gonna pull a Don Cheadle when he was talking to Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart, did you guys see that video where Kevin Hart told
I
Don
saw
Cheadle,
some of it, yeah.
where he said he's 50-something years old, and Kevin Hart was like, ah. So Don Cheadle said, let's take a poll. Right? So to our viewers, just put it in the chat. Do you believe that felony conviction, the impact of felony convictions with regards to voting and community presence and all of that, if you have been convicted of a felony, how long should your standard rights as a citizen be negated?
And employment.
And employment, right? Well, I mean, you could get a job. They ask you if you've ever been convicted of a felony, but it's still up to the job to hire you. It's not that you can't get hired; they just don't. It's not illegal to hire a felon, right? I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, so, like I've done that before. I've hired felons before. I think about the job. Like, if you went to jail or you were accused of a felon, charged with a felony and convicted of a felony for stealing money, you're not working the cash register. You're not closing at night. You're not opening. You understand? I'm going to limit where I give you access. And that's depending on how long it's been since you were convicted of a felony. Have you been in trouble since? Right? All of those factors come into play. If I'm having a conversation with you and this stuff comes up and I have the opportunity or the ability to hire you, yeah, I've done this in a non-for-profit when I worked in a staffing agency, and I targeted people with bad history because I was trying to find opportunity for them. I've worked with other non-for-profits that are trying to get previously convicted individuals or felons coming out of the system into productive jobs becoming more productive citizens in their community. So that's kind of been my focus, helping people that have been in trouble to get back into some level of normalcy. So my question for you all is, how long do you wait for a felon? How long do you wait? How many years? Or do you ever give them an opportunity? And I believe it's really based on the opportunity. And then let's that's one question. You know, if you had the power to hire and fire, if you do, how long do you wait, or do you give someone that has been convicted of a felony an opportunity? Do you hide behind the felony? I don't want to use the term hide, but is the felony a disqualifier for you? Yes or no? Y'all type your answers. Yes or no? Is the felony a disqualifier for you if you are in a position to give a felon an opportunity? I know the way that I presented that, Kaneem, people are going to say, I'll give them an opportunity because they don't want to feel guilty. What's the no? You say no, you would not hire them, Dr. Rollins? You wouldn't hire a felon?
When you first started off, you were talking about, certain barriers as far as voting and other different opportunities. But there, even when you went into your work with the nonprofit or the staffing agency, there were still barriers that you specifically had to go and search for to give convicted felons an opportunity to work somewhere that they could go. You know what I'm saying? What I was saying was about employment is that there are automatic obstacles when you have a conviction on your record. So, I mean, it's that you already put behind the gun. So, and would you hire a felon when they first get out of prison? Let's say somebody been locked up for 10 years for drug possession, whatever the case may be. Not a violent crime, it's just a drug-related crime, but he's been incarcerated for 10 years. So when he get out of jail, he got to go see his PO if he's still on parole, and he got to make sure that he set up some type of active search for employment.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna get the lowest level of employment possible because he just got out of jail and because he a convicted felon. So what I'm saying is, if he's been away from that element for 10 years, his interaction with those type of individuals that he just left, maybe an opportunity need to be given to him in a high paying job, but it'll be in a blue collar job. It'll be in a hands-on job. He wouldn't have the credentials to go and get some white collar job, even if he was probably getting college courses or getting some type of training in prison.
Yeah,
he still wouldn't have that opportunity, I believe, to go and get a white collar job, coding or any kind of IT or anything that he might be working on computers for the last 10 years in prison. But they're not going to put you, a convicted felon, next to other individuals or citizens in that local area who haven't had that interaction. So it's best for you to learn a trade when you if you go to prison. Your best opportunity to make a decent living is to learn some type of trade. Now, a lot of cats that I knew, I don't know if it's still the same now. A lot of cats that I knew that got out of prison went straight to truck drive. They were like, hey, I got to go straight to truck drive, even though they had to take a urine analysis, even though they had to pee in a cup. You know what I'm saying? That was their thing. Like, I already got to pee in a cup for my PO. Why wouldn't I go ahead and just keep it clean? Because I'm going to make all this money driving trucks. You know what I'm saying? Or they might go for welding. Or it's trade jobs like that get fellas the opportunity to live middle class or normal lives. You know what I'm saying? And kind of sustain them. Because when you leave prison, the lowest form of poverty, to get out to a free world of poverty, your mind is still stuck, man. You like, I
Wow,
was
that's
locked up,
deep right there.
didn't have nothing, and I
That's
get
deep.
out, and I still ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
It messed with your mind, man. Well, anyway, let me stop rambling. Y'all
No,
go
that
ahead.
was
Come on, you got
listen. That was good though.
It
That was
is, yeah. And
that
I
was good.
like so.
That was
I
good.
agree with you because you could speak from a perspective, right?
Yeah.
I've interacted with my brother. We've talked about this kind of stuff, and
Right.
what I've learned is the best example I can give you is the movie Soul Food. Remember the movie Soul Food? Mekhi Phifer played a role.
Yes.
Ex-con.
Yeah.
His name was Lim, I think, in the movie. And Nia Long's character was his woman.
Right.
I forgot her name in the movie, but they were a couple, and he was trying to find work. What's that?
Pop, remember? It's like soda pop. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know you're going. I know where you're going.
Yeah. And so her ex-boyfriend has a good position for the factory up the street or whatever in the community. And she goes to him, Bird. Yeah, right. Lemon Bird.
There you go.
And Bird goes to her ex-boyfriend and asks him to put in a word for Lim. Right? Now, to your point, Kaneem, Lim has learned a trade because he can work this equipment in this manufacturing company. And so he gets the job, and then the ex-boyfriend, challenges his pride with regards to Bird, and they get into a fight, and Lim gets fired. Right. But when the smoke clears and the dust settles, Lim gets his job back. Because he can do the work. So what they said is, I'm not worried about that felony. I'm not even worried about you knocking one of my lead salespeople out.
Right.
I know you can do the job. And so what I'm saying, and that's how I look at it. I'm like, can you do the work? Will you do the work? Right. And I like when I was in the non-for-profit world, doing that staffing agency, what I did was I had conversations with people. I tried to the biggest part, the most critical aspect of that business was to connect with people, know who they are, know where they're struggling, and encourage them in those areas, and try to keep tabs to keep them working, because your message to the employer is, you got them and you have me too. Right. And that's the mindset when you're bringing, and that's why I say everybody deserves an opportunity if you put the right resources around them to help them to that are conducive to their growth and regaining some sense of normalcy. Definitely. Right. That's why I say to Dr. Rollins' point, yes, everybody deserves another, not a second, another chance.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me throw some of the comments up. Deborah said, I would hire them. I would limit access, though. Not always. It's depending on circumstances and track record since out of jail. Okay. Time served is time served. I do agree with Pastor about the positions that they are placed in some instances. Keita says, for myself, it all depends on the position that you are applying for, as well as your rehabilitation status. Right. And Dr. Ron said, I thought you asked if we wouldn't hire him. Oh, because of a felony. Every case is different. I'm for banning the box, because I remember President Obama was pushing that initiative about banning the box. Oh, yeah, Bird, right. Coca-Cola. Let's see, we'll get it up there. So it's definitely a big thing, because like, one, like how long, and two, like if you have a track record, of doing right, and like you said, so eloquently, Kaneem, right? You're in the lowest state of poverty in prison. now you're in free poverty. like your mindset is like, what am I gonna do? Like, and I can't get an opportunity. And granted, like we can't gloss over the fact that for the most part, your felony is because of you. A decision you made, or reaction, because some things happened, and I knock you in the head because we're getting at it and it goes bad. So it's been my decision, but at the same time, you're right. Like, I've done my time, I paid my fines. I'm on probation. Like I'm trying to do the right thing. Like I was it? I may even gotten out early for good behavior. I have a track record of getting better. When do I get at least some credit to be in the basic part of productive society? And because I get it. When do we as a society forgive? And it's definitely I agree with that. Just like I said, do they get full access? Do they get limited access? What do they do? How long do you watch? How long does it stay on the record? To me, honestly, when it comes to voting, I don't know, some may not agree, but other than being in prison, when you're out, you should be able to vote. Everybody should it's a right, it's not necessarily a privilege. It's a right. Go ahead.
Why?
Because if I'm back in society, having to pay taxes, the decisions of these politicians affect me.
If anything that impacts me, I should have input on.
Right.
Boom.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's
and
it.
if you're gonna tell me, well, you lost that privilege when you went to prison, guess
Right.
what? You can keep that privilege away from me while I'm in prison, but the
Right.
minute you let me out, I should regain everything that anybody else gets. If I'm enough to get out of prison,
right,
then don't keep me imprisoned when I hit the streets.
Right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Heck, maybe if they let them vote in prison, they'll probably improve the prisons. Politicians have to come before the inmates like, listen, I know it's rough in here, but I'm gonna make it a little better for you. I know you done wrong.
I'll tell you about that, man.
Prisons are communist environments. Communist thinking.
I know when
the warden is king.
Yes.
When they privatized prisons in Texas, it went. I mean, don't get me. We was already getting. Well, I'm talking about black men. I can't speak for nobody. Well, I got a couple of Mexican partners, but brown folks. When brown folks was getting locked up throughout the 90s, I ain't gonna speak about the 80s, but the 90s and the 2000s,
right?
And they privatized the prisons in Texas and made it like a commodity for inmates to come in there. Like, we need some more inmates. They were shipping from state-run to privatized prisons. So you might go to a state prison, and then those will be for minor. Well, not. I would say maximum security. That would be a privatized prison.
Gotcha.
So that when you go to maximum security, you would go to a privatized prison. Right. Medium and minimum was kind of like state run. Well, we ain't got to really worry about a whole lot going on. Right. They in here for maybe white collar crimes, maybe some drug offenses, but any violence. Like you talking about pedophiles and murderers and stuff like that, private prisons, man. But now, if I'm not mistaken, 80 to 90% of all prisons in Texas is privatized. It's like the state government got out of the prison business. Like we can give it all to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right. We give it all to y'all, and we'll subsidize all the money that they need. So that's why you see all them farms and stuff like that. There's a lot of prisons out there running farms. What about the farmers? The prison taking over the farms. When y'all you go out there, you see all cotton. Prisons, they out there running them. They on the equipment. They picking cotton. They doing all that. You want lettuce, tomatoes, onions. Prisoners is away in Texas now. I can't speak to nobody else.
I got you. You could personally witness. Dr. Rollins said to me, these folks just got caught. Plenty without a record may not do the right thing on the job. Job with skills and character. Sam said it just depends on what you were in for, whether or not you'll be a good fit for our atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, meritocracy. What's that mean? I my mind ain't working in positive. It said favor of meritocracy and positive discrimination.
Positive discrimination. I love you, but I can't let you work here.
Oof.
Yeah, what?
You good? No.
What is that exactly? Positive.
Let's see.
You broke into that house.
Right.
You know I can't have you landscaping in
Right.
these yards that are houses worth $500,000 or more. You know that. Right?
This is
Yeah.
simply off the facts. It affects me, right? You can strip a man of freedom, but not his rights. Exactly.
Right. That's
Exactly.
good. That's
The
exactly it.
restitution they have
The
to pay.
restitution
Right.
that they have to pay is insane.
Yes.
Well, it depends, right? If you
Yeah,
took
it do.
20,000 and you got to pay 20,000 back, if you took
Right.
500, but restitution is 50,000, that's a problem.
Yeah. Right. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I'm with you. Sam said that don't sound right. Translation. Yeah, you got to break that down, Richard. That it sounded good, but that's kind of
Positive discrimination.
yeah, and positive discrimination. So yeah, so we talking about felonies or hiring those that have committed felonies, and then how long. And I threw out the what do you think about like how long to forget someone that's been convicted of pedophilia. I guess it's that's always a depending case by case. Would you allow them back?
I think that is a emotional, mental, psychological breakdown. Right. Indeed. Like to me, it's a crime, but it's a crime based on a deeper.
I don't think you get rehabilitation for.
I believe you can learn from your mistakes. I believe you can learn that my feelings about this individual or individuals like this have to change, because that's where Christ comes in. Right. It's the same thing that says, I can no longer live like this. I've got to change the way that I think. A man lays his hands on his wife. Right. She's not the target for my aggression. Right. I have to learn I cannot take my aggression out on someone that I'm supposed to love. Right. A parent who abuses their child. No, that's not what this child is there for. Right. Right. So I if things like that can change, why wouldn't somebody else be able to change? And I know that there's degrees to this, and we have sensitivities about everything. Right. Everybody has different levels of sensitivity.
That's true.
And so I would agree that more has to be proven out, and you have to be more closely monitored and watched in areas like that. Obviously you have been convicted of putting your hands on a child improperly. Don't expect to ever work with children. Okay. The human mindset says, I can't, I don't want to trust you around children. It doesn't mean I can't, I don't want to. I don't even want to put any thought to it. Yeah. That's really it.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Yeah. I think what Richard was alluding to with meritocracy was going back to what Samantha was saying earlier, just about being qualified to do the work.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So Richard did explain, Richard said, where I'm coming from is schemes to help employ more people with disabilities and hidden disabilities. Okay. So positive discrimination, being a positive quota.
Don't just put people in there. Put people in there that can do the work. Don't just try to meet a quota.
Right.
I think that's what he's referring to as it relates to meritocracy.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I'm always agreeing on that. I believe
let me ask you about if you are convicted of being a pedophile.
Right.
How would you know if it wasn't public record for your employer? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the hard part. Think about it. You could be convicted of being
you would have to have some type of. You would have to have because if it's not public record that you are a pedophile, how can I say that you banned from kids or you shouldn't be here? You may not you might be working at CVS, but it's an elementary school right across the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't let me know or if I don't know that you a
Right.
pedophile, I didn't gave you 500 feet to go pick up kids. You know what I'm saying? So
But that time out. Two things you said there. One, if you've been convicted, it's
it
on
gotta
record.
be it gotta be notification.
Right. So, but here's the thing. If I don't ask you and you don't tell me, whose fault is that?
If I don't ask you, right.
Right? Because no one's going to volunteer that information.
Right.
So that
But
goes
if you
back
look at
to
if you look at a lot of applications, and anybody that's looking at this, please correct me and put it in the chat or the
Right.
comments.
You got you.
They don't really ask you to detail your conviction.
no.
But when
No.
you, when
you convicted,
yeah,
I'm saying
Go ahead.
they may say they may ask you the whoever interviewing you if it comes up.
Right.
They may ask you what were you convicted of, but what if they don't?
Right. I guess.
Or what if
But
you just say I was convicted of a crime against a person under 18?
mm,
It's
right.
that don't mean you're a pedophile
Right.
because you ain't gave them detail that you committed pedophilia.
Right. You might just smack the kid or something.
I stole somebody's bike
Right.
who was under, or it could be anything. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
No,
You
it
don't
is.
give them
If I violently hit a
if
kid
you
or
don't
something.
give them the whole gambit of what you know what I'm saying, your case number, this is what you said, they found you guilty of such and such, and this is the order that you were convicted of. You were convicted of sodomy against a minor.
No.
You were convicted of sexual assault. You were convicted
But
of
you
this.
see, I don't even want to know that stuff. Like
But
there's
why?
certain things
So
like what I'm saying is you have to decide, right? Like here's the challenge with that. You know, you go into all those details, you're giving people that I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. That's like,
I
you know,
do.
we
I would
broke
wanna
up.
know.
We're no longer together. But why'd you break up? Well, we just had some yeah, but why did you break up? What happened? Who did what?
It's totally different though. That's
No,
totally
listen.
different though.
Hold on. Hear
Go
me
ahead. My
out.
bad.
Hear me out.
My bad.
The
My bad.
applications, no, the application says, have you ever been convicted of a felony?
Right. Yes.
Yes. Really? What'd you do?
Right.
No. What type of felony? Well, what did you actually? Yeah, I'm like, you can ask those questions, but what I'm saying to you is the application goes as far as asking whether or not you've been convicted.
Yeah.
Right? If your stance is I don't hire felons, that's it.
Right.
If
Right.
your stance is it's not that I don't hire felons, it just depends on what they did.
Right. Yeah.
So we're going to have a conversation.
Right.
Then that could be you. But
Right.
guess what? You could ask, well, what did you do? And that person on the other side of the desk can say, I'd rather not discuss it. See you next trip.
Right. Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is you go for an interview and 2 years later, you're complaining about your salary. Right? Didn't you agree to the salary? You said I'll work for this amount of money. Right. And then 2 years later, you're complaining about how much you're working for. What happened?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, I didn't agree to work for that salary for the next 25 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but that's what I'm saying. But
that's why we don't go into all those details, because the reality is this. My work is going to show my worth, and either you can respect my work and pay me commensurate to the work that I give you,
right,
or I can take my talents to South Beach, right? There's always an option there.
So
that's true. I'm just saying, before you even get that opportunity, you talking about when they got the job. I'm saying, will you even get the job? Well, go ahead.
So,
Amy,
okay, Kaneem. So you're saying like you're hiring somebody, and you're in the interview, and of course they check the box. Yes, I have a felony, and generally like most applications don't they ask why or just what convicted of, right? Like you just got to put, because there's the code. Like I put, this is what the legal document says I was convicted of.
Yeah, it might be. I'm talking about when I was applying for jobs.
No,
It
I get
didn't
you.
really give you it didn't really ask you for a lot of details. I didn't apply
Right.
for a job in 20 something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
So
get you.
I mean,
So
I'm pretty sure it's different now.
it just
But
it's like, yes, I got a felony. Then it's up to the interview. Do they, in your experience, have they asked what you convicted of, or it's pretty much you felt like the people that were taking the applications were deciding,
right,
do I want somebody with a felony or don't want somebody with a felony?
just to give you an example, when I got hired with Troy and Georgia Power, and when they did all that background check,
Sounds like
and they
right.
saw I got arrested,
Yeah.
I told them, I got caught with marijuana.
Okay.
I
got you.
and I let them know
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying, up front. Because if they find out when you should get the job, that's automatic termination. If
No, I mean,
anything
but you
come
said,
up,
yeah, you said I got a felony. If you ain't asked me, then
no, they found out on my arrest record.
Oh, okay. That you had. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And to Brian's point, they
Right.
asked me what
There you
happened.
go.
I said I got caught with marijuana.
Yeah. So
Possession with the intent to distribute.
Keita's in HR. She said, "Yep,
Is that all?
can't ask that
That's
question due to discrimination. Can't ask that question. I guess you
Right.
can check it, and I guess I got to decide, do I
That's
want a
it.
felon? You know, but then
Yeah.
like, long as I'm not, like you said, I'm going to work at the CVS across from the elementary school. Long as I'm not long as that CVS, me being in that CVS doesn't violate, if I got convicted, you know, doesn't violate my distance from around schools and things of that nature. He said the truth is always gonna set you free. The background check. Yeah.
That's what I did. I was just tell the truth. But
Right.
somebody might not be that you know, as truthful as I was. But
Well,
I already knew that if I get caught lying in the vetting stages, it's a wrap. If they find anything other than what I said, I'm not gonna get this job. So that's why because they already when they saw I got arrested, it let you know what you got arrested for.
Yeah, I got you.
They just want to can you give us any details?
Right.
And I pretty much told them I got arrested for the same thing. Right. Possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute.
But it say on the record.
That's what it said on the paper. I ain't got to tell you I was running down the highway or I ran through these. I ain't got to give you a visual. But that's what I'm saying. But they are when they did the background check, it said this is what he was arrested for.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Keita's saying you can't, I guess, maybe not be able to ask anymore, you know. Let's see. But Sam, you know, like how Sam said, that's the one crime I feel like you're done. I'm never seeing you as rehabilitated.
That's how I feel. Like how do you rehabilitate yourself from liking little kids? Like you are sexually aroused by little children.
Yeah.
How do you recover from that?
I mean, people get healed, people get delivered, you know. But I get it. But at the same time, right? So we're talking about the things I don't want to talk about. So if that's happened in my past, right? I've been convicted. I'm at my 30th interview, and I check the box. So what, you know, and legally they can't ask me, you know, when do you want to just? No, I don't want to discuss that.
But when they get
you're not gonna call me back like everybody else ain't call me back. So I'm gonna play this game as long as I possibly can.
They see what you was arrested for.
I got it.
They saw what you was arrested for, and
so
they see that
my response, unfortunately, would be like, "Well, you got my record. You see what you see what's on the paper."
Well, I mean, then you being smart. They go like, "Oh yeah, he don't want to." Yeah, he come in here with all this bravado,
I'm at my 30th. I'm at my 30th interview. I'm trying anything to see if I can get. I just need a job. I can't work, you know.
Because they all see what you was arrested for.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That automatically come up.
Right.
And when you check that box and say you convicted, whatever you've been arrested for, then they be like, well, we know you convicted because you said so.
Right.
Which one of these arrests were you convicted of?
Because I think some like the ones there was a case like I think it was here in Georgia some years ago. A young man, he was 17 or he was 18. The young lady was like 17, or he was 17 and she was like 16, and he got placed in the same
10
box.
years in prison.
Yeah, and it was like,
And I think that was in Rome, Georgia, man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's moments like that.
It was sad. It was sad though. And he had to do all 10 of them years. They had a big old time when he got out.
Right. So, let's see. Right, Richard. I feel you. That's we have our struggle spots. Don't think you can, but we as Christians are supposed to love everyone. We do. Just it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, your religion don't matter when you.
He said, "Wait, hold on." He said, "Would you hire a prolific shoplifter to work on, I guess, security?" I mean, I guess if they nice, I guess
you know what the signs is.
Right? Long as I don't know. Long as they,
I mean,
he just needs
the government. They have those what they call them, cyber,
the hackers and stuff like that.
Yeah, the hackers. They hire them to look for other hackers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. They hire other mercenaries when they don't want to get their hands dirty. So,
right. Like the A-team. All right, let's go. All right, so appreciate you guys for being here and rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. She said it depends. Thank you guys for always being a part of this conversation. While we have these conversations to help move our community forward, forward-thinking conversations. So tomorrow, I want you guys to make sure you stay tuned. Hopefully, my brother Kaneem can be in the building as well as Pastor. Might tackle Kaneem put this question to me or as a topic. And I was like, when is an appropriate age to talk about sex with your kids or children?
Yeah.
When is
I ain't talking about just birds and the bees now. Yeah, I'm talking about letting them know exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something you can expect.
Yeah. So when's the appropriate age? All right. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. Do the right thing. All that and then some. All right. We'll see you in the AM. Make sure you share. Join our tech community, LWN to 84576. And we look forward to seeing you tonight at 8 p.m.
You can't talk after the peace sign has been put up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Lee. I'm
breaking protocol.
Stop it. Close it out.
All right.